It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Colorado Rockies. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers struggled on the road. Remember, they lost 2 out of 3 in Colorado and 2 out of 3 in Chicago, but they came home and they have gotten well. They won the series against the Giants. They have clinched the series against Colorado, and as usual, they are just piling up victories here at Dodger Stadium. They're 14-3. So they might be a break-even ball club, 8-8 away from home, but boy, do they make it up when they get here. And today they give the ball to Ted Lilly with a record of 4-0. Alex White, 0-1, a right-hander, will be pitching for Colorado. We'll get to the ball game. We'll have it all coming up for you right after this.
Moments away for first pitch here at Dodger Stadium as the Dodgers look to sweep the Colorado Rockies and continue to play some of the best baseball in the bigs. In fact, they do have the best record. With Steve Lyons and Patrick O'Neill, of course, Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier, these are the big names, but you need the unsung guys to come through in the clutch. Our Hyundai Keys, it's Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of talk that early in the season when the Dodgers were still winning games, no one else was doing anything offensively. Tony Gwynn's been outstanding for this ball club. This is a guy who doesn't get a lot of opportunities to play, but when he does, he gets it done. This is a triple off a
Lincecum.
Timmy Lincecum to win the game for the Dodgers on Wednesday, and then he did it again last night. Just hit kind of a bleeder out there. Both of these hits were with 2 strikes and no balls. You know, right now, Tony Gwynn's hitting .462 with runners in scoring position. So if there's a guy out there waiting to get driven in, Tony Gwynn will do it. Plus, when he goes in to play defense, I've been calling it the Gold Glove outfield because you already have Ethier and Kemp out there. They've won a Gold Glove. Tony Gwynn has not, but it's only because he doesn't play enough to win one. If he played every day, he would be a Gold Glove outfielder as well.
And if he plays more, guess what? Speed at the top of the lineup.
Speed at the top of the lineup and great speed defensively, too. When he's in there, not too many balls drop.
All right, hope you enjoy the game, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. We'll be here for Dodgers Live post-game show. We'll see you after.
Jack in the Box. Try Jack's Value Deal. It's chicken nuggets, a Junior Jack, value fries, and a drink, all for $3.99 plus tax. By 76 Gas, we're on the driver's side. By San Manuel, Indian Bingo and Casino, play Lucky 7 Bingo. You could win $100,000. And by Time Warner Cable. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday to you, wherever you may be. But it's more than just a Sunday. It is Mother's Day, and it is being celebrated with the color pink. First of all, the umbrellas in center field. There are pink wristbands. You will also notice throughout the game shoes touched in pink, batting gloves, the bats themselves, and most important of all, moms and children here with us today. And talking about moms and children, well, how about this group? Andre Ethier's mom, Penny, Aaron Harang, mother, Robin, Matt Kemp's mom, Judy, Adam Kennedy's mother, Sue, and there was also James Loney's mom, Ann, Justin Seller's mom, Sue, Matt Trainor's mom, Carmela, and they all threw out the first pitch to their sons, who then gave them all big hugs. We have had a lot of pregame ceremonies over the years at Dodger Stadium. I really think that was one of the most touching. Looking at moms and their big sons, now major leaguers, a great moment. Normally in baseball, we're always talking about numbers. We're going to give you some numbers today in the ongoing effort to raise awareness of breast cancer. Right now, this year, there'll be 226,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer. There'll be 63,000 new cases of cancer that's either non-invasive or a risk factor. And, sorry to say, there'll be over 39,000 breast cancer deaths. So today, on this Mother's Day, we all pull together to try as hard as we possibly can to beat that dreadful enemy, breast cancer. With that, let's take a look now at the visiting lineup for the Colorado Rockies. Marco Scutaro at second base and Tyler Colvin at first. Carlos Gonzalez in left field. Mike Pedire in right field, and Troy Tulowitzki at short. Ramon Hernandez catches. Chris Nelson at third. Dexter Fowler batting eighth, and the pitcher is Alex White. On the mound for the Dodgers, Ted Lilly with a 7-game winning streak. He had one back in 2007. He has also beaten Colorado 5 straight times. He is 1-0 against them this year, 9-2 lifetime. And the left-hander ready to pitch to Scutaro, and the first one in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. Marco Scutaro hitting .254, 1 run batted in. He had a big chance last night in the third inning with a runner at third. He hit a shot only to have Loney make a diving stop and throw the runner out at the plate. And Scutaro begins the day with a single to center. So we are underway with Scutaro the base hit and Tyler Colvin coming up. Tyler Colvin made his presence felt in game 1. That's when he hit a home run in the 7th inning. Young left-hand batter started last night and hit a home run in the 7th inning. So Colvin coming up, and on deck Carlos Gonzalez. Beautiful day, 70 degrees on Mother's Day at Dodger Stadium. Lilly out of a stretch, a look over at Scutaro and a throw over there, and Marco's back on the bag. Scutaro has stolen 3 out of 4. The only other real threat would be Carlos Gonzalez, who's 5 for 5. Otherwise, the Rockies are not really a running ball club. Lilly out of a stretch, a look over at Scutaro. Now the pitch to Tyler Colvin, and that's in there for a strike. And the count 0-1. We gave you the note about last night. It's worthy to repeat. Last year, the Rockies lost 17 straight games played on Sunday. They didn't win one until the 21st of August when they beat the Dodgers and Chad Billingsley. 17 straight. Strike one pitch on the way is swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. For the Rockies on this road trip, they are 1-4, and they have 2 left at San Francisco. And the Rockies, at least in the early going, and after all, have only played 32 games out of 162, but the Rockies definitely right now an under 500 club. 2 under at home, 4 under on the road, 1 under in the division, 1 under against left-handers. 0-2 the count to Tyler Colvin. Carlos Gonzalez on deck. Dodgers trying to sweep. The last time they swept a 3-game series against Colorado here, you go back to 2009 in April. Now the strike 2 pitch on the way. Lilly ready. Here he comes, a little low, and the count 1-2. Dodgers have pretty much had their way with the Rockies over the last 5 years. Just about 2-1, 25 wins, 13 losses. 1 ball and 2 strikes they count. Don Mattingly's club, having won 4 of 5 of the current homestand. They're playing 10 straight against Western Division teams. Big curveball is off the plate to Colvin, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ted Lilly, born in Lomita, lives up in San Luis Obispo, raised in a little town Oakhurst, just below Yosemite National Park. That town has a population of maybe 3,000. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled off. So Tyler Colvin hanging tough. Young fella out of Virginia. They're very high on him. Colvin was a first-round pick originally by the Cubs. Went to Clemson and winds up now with Colorado. The Rockies sent another good young player, Ian Stewart, along with Casey Weathers to the Cubs, picking up Colvin. 2-2 to Tyler, batting .315, and he looks at a pitch off the plate. Ball 3. 3-2. Boy, you know how they talk about pitching to contact? Aaron Harang could have written a book last night. Harang made 97 pitches, allowed 1 run in 8 innings, struck out only 2, and one of the 2 the pitcher. Didn't make any difference. He was masterful. 3-2. We'll see about Scootero. He does not scoot. Yes, he does late on a base hit to right field. So Marco goes to third. Colvin holding with a long single to right. And the Rockies are certainly in business with Gonzalez, Kadaya, and Tulowitzki coming up. So first and third, nobody out. The Rockies are really 2 teams. They're Jekyll and Hyde. When they're at home, they average about 6.5 runs a game. But when Jim takes them out on the road, he sees a team that has averaged 3 runs a game, about the lowest in the majors. Well, here's Carlos Gonzalez hitting .302. Gonzalez 0 for 3 last night, 1 for 4 in the first game. In his very first at bat, he doubled to right. He has not been heard from since. Lilly ready and delivers. Carlos takes inside, ball 1. An extremely aggressive hitter. When you look at Carlos Gonzalez, you figure he's up there and he's going to try on every swing to hit the ball as far as he can. He also has 5 home runs against Ted Lilly. 1 ball and no strikes. Lilly comes back to him. Big swing and a miss. 1-1. Gonzalez with 5 home runs out of his 7 hits. Batting .412 against Lilly. So Carlos in and out of the box. Just looks like he's in such a hurry. He just can't wait to hit the ball. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Lilly instead goes to first. Colvin back on the bag. Among other things, Carlos Gonzalez, with runners in scoring position, is hitting a cool .407. And with less than 2 outs and runners in scoring position, .529. So Lilly has a lot of work here. The 1-1 pitch on the way. It's swung on, and it's a base hit into right center. The run will score, brought in by Scootero. Holding on at second is Colvin. So 3 consecutive hits to open up the game. And the Rockies get on the board and lead 1-0. Coming up now, Michael Kadaya. So Gonzalez continues to wear out people with runners in scoring position. This time he just did clear the leaping Elvis. And rounding second, Colvin stumbled right there, and he had to go back, so he lost an extra base perhaps. So 2 on, nobody out, a run in, and Michael Kadire at the plate. Big right-hand batter. And here comes Lilly with a curveball that stayed up, ball 1. Michael Kadire is deaf in his left ear. And as he said, no problem. There have been a lot of players who have played in the major leagues with serious handicaps. Lilly again very careful with 2 on and nobody out. And his fastball is fouled away off to the right out of play. There have been players in the big leagues with 1 leg. There have been players with 1 arm. There have been players with 1 hand. There have been players with 1 eye. And there was a totally deaf player by the name of William Hoy who played 14 years. In fact, William Hoy was the reason why umpires give visual signs besides the audio of safe and out. It was Hoy, since he couldn't hear at all, so they had to flash safe, out, foul, fair. So remarkable young men fighting remarkable burdens. And of course for Kadire, he said, no, there's no problem. I can still hear out of the other ear. The 1-1 pitch coming up. Lilly ready and delivers. Fastball foul to the screen, and the count 1-2. Kadire, big man with Minnesota. And against left-hand pitching, he's hitting .333. In fact, his last 9 at-bats against left-hand pitching, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. So handle with care, Michael Kadire. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lilly ready, comes back, and it's fouled away. By the way, if you were here in the ballpark or watching on television, you'll notice that Michael Kadire wears number 3. When he was in Minnesota, he wore number 5. But number 3's retired in Minnesota. He wears it in honor of longtime twin, and what a wonderful human being he was, Harmon Killebrew. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Lilly's curveball doesn't break much, stays up and away, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. So here in the inning, Scudero single to center, Colvin single to right, Gonzalez singles to right for a run. Kadire's up there working on a 2-2 count. Lilly from his stretch, here he comes, and there's a line drive base hit to center. Here comes Colvin around third. Kemp's throw up the line, cut off by Loney. So 4 straight singles, and the Rockies lead 2-0. So for Ted Lilly, who has been absolutely magnificent, he is struggling now. And the Rockies not trying to let up. They have Troy Tulowitzki coming up. A meeting at the mound, and Rick Honeycutt is on his way out there. 4 straight hits for 2 runs before the chairs were even warm. And out in front are the Rockies. Remember, the Rockies beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3 in Denver. They will be a better ball club when they get their pitching squared away. Jim Tracy has some fine young arms. And boy, we saw one of them last night, Juan Nicasio. He was absolutely brilliant. The Dodgers were very fortunate last night, and the Rockies were very unlucky. You may remember a questionable bunt up along the first base line by Loney. Actually, it was by Ellis to advance Loney, who got on base by hitting a big curveball at the end of his bat, and then the bloop single 0-2 to Tony Gwynn. So here now is Tulowitzki, a slumping Tulowitzki, who promptly lifts the first pitch in the air. Loney coming down the line in foul ground to make the catch. Infield fly rule was called. That is a huge difference. Troy Tulowitzki was a murderous first ball hitter, and he can't buy a hit this year on the first pitch. So Tulo fouls out. Boy, is he struggling. Big question in Denver. What's wrong with Tulowitzki? The breeze is a bit different today. It's blowing from right to left, most of the time the other way. And Ramon Hernandez, a fine catcher. The only thing about Ramon, he's 36 years old this month. And to be a catcher at 36, I don't believe he's caught more than 91 games in quite a while. Right-hand batter, 2 on, 1 out, and he fouls the first pitch back, and they count 0-1. So Ramon Hernandez, a fixture last night. They had Willen Rosario, and he had a key double, only to be cut down at the plate on that remarkable play by James Loney. Ramon is from Caracas. Makes his home in Miami. Whoops. There goes Gonzalez. There goes down to first base, and second is Kadire, and they pull off the double steal. So Ted Lilly, who is so vulnerable, my gosh, we've talked about that ever since he's been with the team. The success rate, the last we checked, was 87%. And with both runners going, they both succeed. No chance of getting the front man, Gonzalez, and Kadire just did beat the throw. So 4 hits, a double steal, and the Rockies are leading 2-0. Ramon Hernandez waiting, and the strike 2 pitch on the way. Lilly's fastball foul back. So the Rockies very aggressive. Last year, the Rockies lost 6 of 9 at Dodger Stadium. They've lost their first 2 this year here. So last year in this, Tracy's club has lost 8 of 11 at Dodger Stadium. But they're trying to really get the drop on the Dodgers, leading 2-0, and they have runners at second and third with 1 out. Hernandez, the 6th man to bat in the inning, swings, hits a thumber down toward short. He'll be thrown out, but scoring is Gonzalez. Holding at second is Kadire, and the Rockies lead 3-0. So Hernandez was properly jammed, but he still gets a run home and a run batted in. So what might have been a double play ball is removed thanks to the double steal. 3-0 Colorado. The 7th man, Chris Nelson, coming up. Nelson was out for a while with a bad wrist. Chris, right-hand batter. Lilly looks back at Kadire, works the plate for a strike, and they count 0-1. For Nelson, hitting .235, he has 7 runs batted in. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Rockies in the first inning. Out of a stretch goes Lilly, and another look back at second, and he thinks better of it and backs off the rubber. So the Rockies, who don't run, have run on Lilly. Kadire had stolen 3 out of 4, so he's now 4 out of 5. Here's the strike 1 pitch coming up to Nelson. Ted ready, and the pitch, ground ball to third. Up with it there is Kennedy. The long throw in time, and that'll be that. So Nelson grounds out. Most hits Lilly had allowed this year was 4, and he's allowed 4 hits in a row, and it's 3-0 Colorado. It's a double steal, and the Rockies inning. Here's the Dodger lineup. Tony Gwynn in left field, leading off as D. Gordon sits this one out. Mark Ellis at second. Then you have Matt Kemp and Andre Ethier and James Loney. A.J. Ellis moves up, hitting behind Loney. Then Adam Kennedy is at third base. Justin Sellers playing short, batting eighth. And on the mound, Ted Lilly. On the mound, Alex White. He's 6'3", 195. He's only 23. He'll be 24 the end of August. He's out of Greenville, North Carolina. Went to the University of North Carolina and was a first-round pick by the Cleveland Indians. Pretty much fastball, slider. He throws a splitter, and he has a changeup. Alex White, his dad said when he was 5 years old, he was catching like he was 10. He was naturally advanced, playing ball since he was a toddler. He signed a big bonus, over $2 million, with the Indians just 3 years ago. And after he had signed a letter of intent with the University of North Carolina, he turned down the Dodgers, who drafted him in 2006. He came to Colorado in the deal that sent Ubaldo Jimenez to Cleveland. So White ready to make his first pitch, leading 3-0, and leading off Tony Gwynn. White ready and delivers, fastball away, ball one. Gwynn showing bunt. So Tony has had two dramatic pinch hits. The no-ball two-strike triple against Tim Lincecum that drove in 3. And the no-ball two-strike pitch last night, and the flare to left field to drive in the winning run. Tony takes a strike, and the count 1-1. So Gwynn making a rare start. The Dodgers have been using Bobby Abreu in place of the wounded Juan Rivera, who will be out at least 2 months. 1-1 to Tony, hitting .273, half a dozen runs batted in, and he takes off the plate. So for Tony, facing Alex White. Alex so far comes in with a record of 0-1. Last year he was in 7 games with the Rockies and wound up 2-4. Fly ball to left field, coming up in a hurry, making a diving trap of the ball, and into second base goes Gwynn with a double. Carlos Gonzalez tried and came so close, but the best he could do is trap it. And the umpires were certainly a big help because it was so close. You couldn't really tell up here. Only when he took a nosedive and rolled over the ball did you know he missed it. It was that close to, actually, in looking at the replay, he did catch it, and the ball came out of the glove once the gloved hand hit the ground. So Tony Gwynn with a leg double to left. And Gonzalez just missing. And, of course, that's the way things have been going with the Dodgers of late. They've been very fortunate. Now let's see if they can cash in Gwynn. Mark Ellis swings, fouls it away. And the count 0-1. A good fastball at 91. Dodgers with the best record in baseball. They're not only 22-11 and 6 in front of the Giants. They are 14-3 at home. No one has won that many games at home. Tampa Bay has won 13 to be close. The next one is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. So Mark Ellis trying to move Gwynn along with Matt Kemp on deck. Ellis has certainly been enjoying the month of May, just the opposite of Matt Kemp. Mark takes on the inside corner for a strike, flips the bat in the air, doesn't say anything to the plate umpire, Mark Carlson. Now Mark taking his time before he gets back in. 1-2 the count. Matt Kemp, who has struggled in May, but Mark Ellis hitting .353 in May. Scoring 7. He has a home run and 5 RBIs as well. 1-2 the count. Alex White looks back at Gwynn, double checks him, now to the plate. Fastball hit slowly to third. On the dead run is Nelson to get him. And on the play, Gwynn advances to third. So here comes Matt Kemp, who had that magnificent April and has chilled out in the month of May. Of course, as Don Mattingly says, everybody shuts down at some time, no matter how good he might be. And for Matt, he has shut down. In the month of April, 12 home runs, 25 runs batted in. In the month of May, no home runs, 2 RBIs. The difference in batting, 417 in April, 233 in May. So Matt now with a chance to pick up Gwynn, and he backs off a pitch at the rib cage, ball 1. If you joined us a wee bit late, the Rockies had 4 straight hits, had a double steal, and wound up with 3 runs. So the Dodgers trying to recover. 3-0 Colorado. White out of his stretch. Alex looks over at Gwynn, back to Kemp, who shies away at a pitch of the kneecaps. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. So Matt trying to get the Dodgers on the board. White throws hard. In fact, when the Indians first drafted him, they drafted him as a closer. Then they decided to use him as a starter. 2-0 pitch is swung on and missed, and the count 2-1. Matt batting .365. Two balls and 1 strike to count. Kemp 5 doubles, a triple to go along with the 12 home runs. Gwynn walking down the line from third. And the 2-1 pitch on the way. Alex White delivers low and inside. That's the area. For the first year or two when Matt came up, they were getting him out sliders down and away. Now, of late, and we sure noticed it with Lincecum, everything was down and in. But you better be down and you better be in. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Matt Kemp. Swung on, ground ball to short. Tough play, and the throw to first just in time to get him. Nice play by Tulowitzki. The ball hits slowly into the hole. Gwynn brings in the run. The Matt grounds out. And the Dodgers fortunate, a near catch, in fact a catch and then no catch by Gonzalez, and Gwynn comes home. So Kemp picks up the run batted in, his 28th. Gwynn brings it home, 3-1 Colorado in the first inning, and with 2 down, Andre Ethier checking in. Ethier hitting .309, 7 home runs, 32 runs batted in 33 games. Though Andre waiting and White into the windup. Alex delivers, little low, ball 1. Ethier last night had a single and a double, going 2 for 3. The game before, he had a single and a double and a home run. Though he's had 5 hits in the 2 games. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way, swung on, a comebacker right into the glove of White, who flips it to first for the out. So the near catch by Carlos Gonzalez is cashed in. Gwynn gets aboard. Kemp's ground ball picks him up. It's 3-1 Rockies. Quite a tremendous effort by Carlos Gonzalez, and the Dodgers cash him in to get a run. So it's 3-1 Colorado, and we go to the second inning. Dexter Fowler, Daddy Longlegs up there, and takes ball 1-0. Fowler reminds me a great deal of a very good player years ago with the Philadelphia Phillies by the name of Gary Maddox. The 1-0 pitch swung on, a hopper to third, speared nicely there by Kennedy to throw him out. So one away in the second inning.
Batting next, pitcher number 6,
Fowler, who is
Alex White.
struggling with the bat. They're very high on him, but he hasn't been able to produce the way they think he would. So he's now hitting 8th in the lineup. And Alex White coming up. Alex, right-hand batter. Lilly into the windup and delivers fastball away. Ball 1. 1-0. White's only had 3 at-bats. Struck out once. The next one inside at the kneecaps. Ball 2, 2-0. 1 out, second inning. Rockies 3, Dodgers 1. Lilly ready and comes right back, and that's taken for a strike. You know, it's been quite a year already, and we've only played 32 games, and we're in May. Some rather, what we thought, highly unusual things have already occurred. There's a line drive down the left field line going into the corner. White stings one, jogging into second base with a stand-up double. Since he was in the American League, I would guess that figures to be his first major league hit, and he had a nice swing. We'll check. But a 1-out double by Alex White, and he hit it hard. So with White at second, that's 5 hits against Lilly in an inning and a third. Scudero now will be coming up. Scudero single to center in the first inning. We're talking about back in April. You had Philip Humber pitching a perfect game. We had 2 4-strikeout innings, Bud Norris and Ryan Cook in April. That same day, we had Scott Hairston, Jerry's younger brother, hit for the cycle. All in April. The pitch of the plate in for a strike, 0-1. Then you had Jared Weaver pitch a no-hitter in May. And just the other night, you had Josh Hamilton, a 4-home run game, and the season about 6 weeks old. 0-1 the count. We're checking, and that turns out to be hit White's second major league hit. So we wondered they didn't ask for the ball, so that's a usual tip-off. His other hit was a double. So White at second. It's 3-1 Rockies, top of the second inning. Scudero, who singled and scored in the first inning, trying now to pick up White. Lilly out of a stretch. Left-hander ready and delivers. Breaking ball, it stayed way up. 1-2 the count. In talking about those great events, compared with real-world rarities, a no-hitter or hitting for the cycle certainly are not exactly that uncommon. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Lilly delivers, breaking ball, hit in the air to right field, coming over Ezekiel. No tag at second base. White decided he's made his contribution with the double. So a fly ball to right field that might or might not have advanced any other runner. And the batter now will be Tyler Coleman. You know, there have been 22 no-hitters since April of 2003. It was, well, in the last 15 years, you know, you talk about Hamilton's 4-home run game, the 4th in 15 years. So that's kind of a rarity. Here's the pitch now to the left-hand hitting Colvin. Hits it out in front of the plate. Ellis is on it. Fires to first. And that's the inning. So the Rockies waste a 1-out double. And they leave White. At the end of an inning and a half, Rockies 3, Dodgers 1.
cold one to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite.
Rockies lead the Dodgers 3-1. Bottom of the second inning. It'll be Loney, Ellis, and Kennedy in that order. To repeat, in the first inning, the Rockies had 4 straight singles. They had a stolen base. And when the dust settled, they had 3 runs. And then Gwynn doubled after a near catch by Carlos Gonzalez, and a couple of ground balls got him home. So 3-1 Colorado. By the second inning, Loney, A.J. Ellis, and Adam Kennedy. James Loney making a huge play in the Giants series, made another big play to cut down a run at the plate last night, and then had that little squibber. He hit the ball off the end of the bat. I don't mean just the end of the bat. I mean the, what would you call it, the solid part of the bat. This time he hits a little ground foul. In other words, if you put the bat handle down, the top of the bat, and it dribbled up along third. That was against the unfortunate left-hander Josh Outman, who just faced Loney, who got the fluke hit, and Outman was the out man and wound up suffering the loss. Strike one pitch on the way. James has a look, and that's low. Here's the, if you're watching on TV, right off the end of the bat. I mean, it was right out of the pool hall. He did everything but use the chalk at the end of the bat. Turned out to be a game-setting line drive. Line drive, and it was over the glove of Kadaya up against the right field wall. No cheap hit this time. Loney blisters one for a double. So the Dodgers had a leadoff double by Gwynn and cashed him in. Now a leadoff double by Loney here in the second inning, with Ellis, Kennedy, and Sellers trying to pick him up. Michael Kadaya just missed spearing the ball on the dead run, but it took off on him. So now here is A.J. Ellis, who just continues really to amaze. I don't know if anybody expected him to check in and do what he's been doing. And he's almost hit by a pitch of the fists. Ball one. A.J., 31 years old, out of Missouri, and great numbers. On base percentage, third behind David Wright and Josh Hamilton in the major leagues. The 1-0 pitch on the way. A.J. looks and pays a strike. He has reached base in 22 straight games. That's the 4th longest streak in the majors. He's reached also in 25 out of 26. He's hitting .321 against right-handers, and he's been extremely valuable. He has 20 walks. The 1-1 pitch to the Dodger catcher is low. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Rockies, 1 run, 2 hits for the Dodgers, but we're only in the second inning. Alex White, who doubled, one of the 3 doubles in the game. The 2-1 pitch coming up. White delivers, fastball in there. He hits 91. He can throw hard. Alex White with the 2 fastballs, one of them the sinker, and then a slider, a splitter, and a changeup. Young right-hander ready. And the 2-2 pitch on the way is swung on and fouled at the plate. Fastball in. A.J. got a piece of it, so he's still there. Alex White, along with a couple of fine young arms with the Rockies. A left-hander came over, Drew Pomeranz, but he was struggling, so they have sent Pomeranz out. They got Pomeranz and White in the Jimenez deal. 2-2 the count to A.J. Ellis, Adam Kennedy on deck. White delivers, fastball hit inside out, foul down the first base line. So it's still 2-2. Dodgers, following today's game, will host Arizona. And of course, Arizona's been hurting, and they played so well last year Right now, they're 7.5 back of the Dodgers, and they've lost 8 out of 10. Couple of reasons. Things aren't going quite the way they expected. Daniel Hudson, who won 16 games for Arizona last year, he's out with a bad shoulder. Little fly ball, shallow right field. It is going to drop. Here comes Loney. Bad throw up the line, down to second, and safely in there is Ellis. And it is 3-2 Rockies. Jim Tracy is coming out to appeal, so wait a minute. So Jim gonna go all the way across and talk to the third base umpire, Angel Hernandez. The throw way offline, and the throw down to second not in time. Tracy continues to appeal. It was very close. The ball actually beat the runner, but the tag was missed. It went between the legs, and by the time Tulo put the ball on one leg, the foot of the other leg was safely in there. But I'm sure from where Jim sat, it was even closer than that. So Ellis, a fly ball single to right. Loney scores. Ellis takes second on a poor throw to the plate. And suddenly it's 3-2 in favor of the Rockies. Scoring is Loney. And now here's Adam Kennedy with the tying run at second base and nobody out. Rockies had a couple of nightmare games in Colorado against the Atlanta Braves. They blew, and late in the game, they blew a 6-0 lead and a 5-0 lead against Atlanta. The first pitch high to Kennedy, ball one. So they were sitting 3-0 in the first inning, but now it's 3-2, and the Dodgers tying run at second. Kennedy hitting with Justin Sellers on deck. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Ellis takes his lead. Kennedy takes in the dirt, and a 2-ball, no-strike count. By the way, A.J., who continues to amaze, getting a clutch base hit to right field. He fouled off two-strike pitches and then got the base hit. So that means he has now reached safely in 23 straight, 26 of 27. Number 17. 2-0 the count to Adam Kennedy. White comes back and gets it in for a strike, 2-1. The numbers on the front of the uniform. We mentioned this once before, right around opening day, I guess. The Dodgers were the first team to wear uniform numbers on the front of the jersey. They wore them in April of 1952, and they were playing the Giants. The 2-1 pitch swung on, slow ground ball. Tough play for Tulo. Off balance throw gets him. And on that play, Ellis moves to third. So Kennedy, a slow roller to short. Tulowitzki, who has had a sore groin, has made two good plays. The one by Kemp, and now this one by Kennedy. So the Dodgers now have the tying run 90 feet away, and Justin Sellers coming up. Tulo on the dead run, side-arming it over to first, and he had enough on it. So that's only the first out. So the tying run 90 feet away. Justin Sellers trying to make contact, the infield back. Colvin comes up about even with the bag at first. Out of a stretch goes White. Comes to the plate. Line drive speared by Nelson. Whoa! I'm not sure if Nelson speared it or the ball speared him. It was hit so hard, a blur. He caught an echo almost, but it was the sound. Wow, was that thing hitting a hurt. So Jellas just hits a bullet, and it's speared, and down to the ground goes Nelson. The very force of it. So Loney, a long double that just eluded the glove of Kadire. Then A.J. Ellis, a looping single to right for the run. In the first inning, Gwynn hits one to left. Carlos Gonzalez appears to catch the ball. Only when the glove hits the ground, the ball spills out, and the Dodgers pick up a run there as well. The first pitch to Ted Lilly is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Ted is batting 100. Lilly has 1 hit in 10 at-bats. He has struck out 5 of the 10 trips. And the 1-0 pitch coming up. White delivers a little flare foul caught by Nelson, and that's the inning. So Lilly fouls out, but the Dodgers get a run and creep back into the game. At the end of 2, 3-2 Colorado. Dodger Baseball is brought to you by the new wireless receiver from AT&T UVerse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. By El Pollo Loco, crazy you can taste. And by Mercury Insurance. Buy a policy and get a free Dodger jersey from your local agent. Rockies lead the Dodgers 3-2. A.J. Ellis knocks in a run in the second inning to get them even closer. Carlos Gonzalez, who almost prevented the Dodgers from scoring in the first inning, will lead it off for the Rockies. Gonzalez singled to right, drove in a run, and then scored. Runs up to bunt and drags it, fielded by Lilly, who throws to first in time. So Gonzalez trying to drag one for a hit, and Ted Lilly able to get him.
Right fielder number 3, Michael
One
Kemp.
away. Lilly down towards the first base foul line and got the ball to Loney in plenty of time. Michael Kadire coming up. Single to center in the first inning. Mike Big, right-hand batter, has a look at a strike. So Lilly, after giving up 4 straight hits, trying to settle down. He's allowed 1 hit since, and he has 1 out here in the third. Ted ready and comes back 0-1, but the breaking ball isn't there, still way outside, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Kadire singled, eventually got to second base, and then reached third on the double steal. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way, and that's taken a little low. 2-1 the count to Mike Kadire. Kadire, a big man. When he played in Minnesota, he had a tremendous career there. Came up in 2001 and played through 11, so 12 seasons with the Twins. He's out of Norfolk, Virginia. Lives in Chesapeake, Virginia. 3-1. Kadire hit as many as 32 home runs over in the American League. Lilly ready. Here he comes, down and away for ball 4. So Gonzalez out trying to bunt. Now Lilly walks Kadire, and here's Tulowitzki. Tulo went after the first pitch. There's no surprise there because he has always been an exceptional first ball hitter, but not this year. His career batting average going after the first pitch was .387. This year, it's less. It's about a half a buck. That's right, 0. Troy 0 for 1 takes a look at a high fastball for a strike, and the count 0-1. Tulowitzki batting .264. He had .302 last year and .315 the year before. So he's off his feed. He also had 1 year where he hit .297. So he's a good 30 points off his average. Straight up right-hand hitter. There goes the runner, and the pitch is going to go down the right field foul line and back into the stands, and the count 0-2. So Kadire was going. They played hit and run once last night. So Lilly knows, of course, they like to run all opponents against him. No shock when the Dodgers saw the Rockies pull off the double steal in the first inning. Gonzalez stole third, and Kadire stole second. 0-2 the count to Tulowitzki. Lilly ready and throws to first. We were noticing last night when Aaron Harang and Kenley Jansen were pitching, Tulowitzki was really having an active bat. Very busy hands. He's holding them back of his right ear, and then swings and fouls it back, and they count 0-2. Troy Tulowitzki wears number 2 in honor of his idol. Number 2 worn with great distinction by Derek Jeter. Troy will be a member of the Rockies family for a long time. His contract extends through 2020. Strike 2 pitch is instead a throw to first. Kadire back on the bag. Rockies lead 3-2. Got 3 in the first. Dodgers came back with 1 in the first and 1 in the second. Kadire held on by Loney. Lilly takes a look over there, and the strike 2 pitch. Tulowitzki, it's a high fly ball to left field. Gwynn goes back to the track and now has to come back on the grass and makes the catch. So Tulowitzki hits under it, and it's just a long fly ball. So for Tulo, 0 for 2 today, 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 6, and 1 for 4 in the first game. So you shut him down, and you're going to give the Rockies a bad time. He's just 1 for 10. Ramon Hernandez, the catcher, grounded to short in the first inning. Hernandez, we told you, a very good catcher, but he's also 36. So the wear and tear at that position. He'll be 36, actually the 20th of this month. And he takes a strike. Originally signed as a free agent out of Venezuela by the Oakland A's in 1994. He had a good 5 years with the A's. Strike 1 pitch on the way. Ramon backs away. It's low at the shins. 1-1. So Ted Lilly has allowed 3 runs and 5 hits, but the Dodgers have scratched back. It's now a 1-run game. Hernandez with Oakland hit as many as 15 home runs and hit 23 when he was catching for the Orioles. So he's got some power. Last year with the Cincinnati Reds, he had a dozen. 2-1 to Ramon Hernandez. Kadire at first with 2 out. 2-1 pitch. Hernandez takes a strike, and the count 2-2. By the way, we'd like to salute Ramon Hernandez. It was March the 1st of last year. He took the exam, he passed the exam, and became a United States citizen when he was sworn in. 2-2 to Ramon. Kadire inching off the bag. Now backing out of the box is Hernandez. Lilly throws over to first anyway, but time was out. Ramon Hernandez and Miguel Tejada. Remember the veteran shortstop? They're very close friends. In fact, each man named the other as his son's godfather. Now the 2-2 pitch to Ramon Hernandez. There goes Cadaya, and the fastball is low. Gets between the legs of A.J. Ellis, but Cadaya spotted that late, so he'll just settle for the stolen base. So certainly the Rockies are trying to defeat Lilly and go after his weakness. They have 3 stolen bases. Double steal in the first inning and a stolen base this time. Since the runner was going on the pitch in the dirt, he's credited with a stolen base. So Cadaya now has 5 stolen bases. That's pretty high. That catches and ties Carlos Gonzalez. So Hernandez trying to pick him up. A runner at second, 2 out. 3-2 Colorado here in the third. Lilly delivers. Fastball swung on and missed, and that's that. So no runs, no hits, a man left. And at the end of 2.5 innings, 3-2 Rockies. Of the year. In the previous 5, his high in pitching 93 and 94. Well, we bring that up because he's already made 52 pitches in 3 innings as he sits alongside of A.J. Ellis. 3-2 in favor of the Rockies. Bottom of the 3rd inning, and it'll be the top of the order. That means Tony Gwynn, Mark Ellis, and then Matt Kemp. Tony Gwynn hit a looping fly ball to left field. Carlos Gonzalez made a diving catch, what we should say a momentary catch, and then when the glove hit the ground, the ball spilled out of the leather. So Gwynn given a double, and he eventually scored on a couple of ground balls. So the Rockies 3, Dodgers 2, bottom of the 3rd. Gwynn 1 for 1, hitting .286. Chris Nelson plays in on the grass in the event of the bunt. White into the windup, delivers, and a full swing foul, and the count 0-1. Dodgers and Rockies with Arizona in here Monday and Tuesday night. Following Tuesday night's game, the Dodgers will bust down to San Diego, play a 3:30 game on Wednesday, and then a 7:05 game Thursday night, and then come home and play St. Louis. Pitch to Gwynn is low, 1-1. It would have been wonderful for Mattingly and company if San Diego had switched the times and played the 7 o'clock game on Wednesday and the 3:30 game on Thursday, but that's not the way it's going to be. The 1-1 pitch swung on, fouled away. 1-2. Dodgers, when they come back from San Diego, will play the St. Louis Cardinals. Then they'll go to Arizona and then come right back and play Houston and Milwaukee. So a lot of action at Dodger Stadium throughout the month of May. 1-2 the count. Tony waiting, into the windup goes White, and the next pitch ground foul outside of first. So Tony Gwynn talking about the art of pinch hitting, and there certainly is an art. One of the things he said he has learned is to forget about the tying run or the winning run in scoring position. Just go up and fundamentally be the same hitter, whether you're leading off the game or up there in the pressure spot. He checks on a pitch inside, tries to hold up, and he can't do it. And he is rung up by Angel Hernandez, the third base umpire. So we have one away in the third inning. Mark Ellis coming up. You know, you can follow the Dodgers with MLB.com at Bat 12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking. You get video highlights and more. All you do is text at Bat 31826 or visit Dodgers.com for details. Ellis grounded to third in the first inning. Mark has a look and pays a strike for the privilege. 0-1 to Mark Ellis. Mark a solid 277. White comes back, turns him around, pitch inside at the ribs, 1-1. Ellis back up. Alex White into the windup, and his 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, a slider, check swing for a strike, and the count 1-2. Ellis has proven to be a very good hitter with 2 strikes, hitting about 280. 1-2 the count. White ready, back with a fastball, hit up the middle, backhanded by Scutaro, who makes the throw to first. Nice play by Marco. So Ellis grounding out. With 2 down, the batter will be Matt Kemp. That's 5 in a row retired by Alex White, thanks to the nice play by Scutaro. Matt Kemp with an RBI. Scutaro on a close-up, showing you how to play that position on a ball hit to the right. Matt Kemp grounded to short. Gwynn scored on the play. There was a slow ground ball to the hole. Tulowitzki made a good play to get him. White into the windup and deals way outside in the dirt. New ball put in play. 1 ball and no strikes. So Matt hitting .362, 0 for 1 today. He was 0 for 3 last night, and he was 0 for 3 the game before. So Matt is 0 for 7 in the series. He went 0 for 5 the game before that against the Giants. So that makes it 0 for 12. Want to go back some more? He was 1 for 3. So he's 1 for his last 15. And the 2-0 pitch on the way to Matt Kemp. He looks at ball 3. Well, with Kemp's power, 12 home runs, there is certainly nothing automatic. And of course, Mattingly perhaps trying to help him with Andre Ethier on deck. He could give Matt the green light. Then it's up to him if he wants to swing. He does want to swing, and he doesn't get it. And the count 3-1. And that pitch was in that spot, down and in. That's where they've been trying to get him out. Pitchers talk, not only amongst themselves on the team, but with other pitchers on other teams. Now the 3-1 pitch. And that swung on and fouled off. 3-2 the count to Matt Kemp. Dodgers have won 4 out of 5 on the homestand. They're in the middle of a streak of 10 games against the Western Division, and they are 11-4 in the West. as well as so successful at home. 3-2 the count to Matt Kemp. White into the windup and delivers. Ground ball to short. Tulo on the run and throws him out. Well, that's a fine play. Tulowitzki makes it look easy. When he finishes his throw, believe it or not, he's almost crossing the third base foul line. At the end of 3-2 Rockies. Hit that roller to short, and racing down to first base, it looked like he felt the hamstring area right about there. And you can see very gingerly as he stopped, and spotting it immediately was Don Mattingly. Matt wanted to go out, and his manager says, nope, we want to be careful of that hamstring, so you're coming out. So Matt very unhappy, but the Dodgers are thinking he is just far too valuable. And of course Kemp is struggling at the plate, and he doesn't want to come out, the battler that he is. So Bobby Abreu takes over in left field. In center field, Tony Gwynn. And for Matt, 399 straight. But of course, what about tomorrow? Kind of a time bomb as far as that very delicate hamstring. Dodgers know all about that with Jerry Hairston and Juan Rivera. So here's Nelson, who takes a strike. He made a good play on that bullet hit by Justin Sellers in the second inning. 0-2 the count. Nelson tapped a third in the first inning. High pop foul. A.J. Ellis makes it look easy. Bright blue up there, but A.J. handled that. So Nelson fouls out, and the batter will be Dexter Fowler. Well, it's amazing. They're in a crouch. They're looking at the pitcher. The ball is hit in the air. They flip off the mask, turn around, and unerringly are right by the ball. So easy looking. Ball one to Dexter Fowler. Still trying to get himself on track. Fowler hitting .221. They're exercising a lot of patience. He hit .266 last year. 2-0 the count. The year before he hit .260. Dexter, right-hand batter, takes inside. He's a switch hitter, but batting right-handed against Lilly. 3-0 the count. And Matt Kemp downcast, carrying his bats, and he'll go back. The only good thing, well, he could spend a little more time with his mom. Dodgers had 7 mothers of players here today throwing out the first pitch. It was a beautiful sight.
Batting next, pitcher number 6.
There's Mrs. Kemp, and her boy is hurting, and I'm sure she understands. Her name is Judy. So 1 away. Alex White in what would appear to be a bunt situation. Fowler runs very well, so the Dodgers have to worry about him just going. Lilly throws over there. Fowler is 2 for 2 in stolen bases. He stole a dozen last year and 13 the year before. The bunt, fair ball, great throw, but in the slide, the ball is kicked out into center field and retrieved by Gwynn. So Fowler with daddy long legs, it looked like he slid right into the throw, and the Dodgers get a blow because there are now runners at first and third, and let's see if Fowler is all right. I think the throw might have hit his helmet, and they're going to make sure he is okay. The throw was inside. Yeah, I think it hit the side of the helmet and maybe partially on the face itself. A.J. Ellis making that hurried throw, and Fowler suffering some effects. There are so many danger areas playing this game, and you forget about that one. You're running and the throw down there, and you take a lick. All those years they played without helmets. Take another look. You can see the ball right there hitting partially on the face, partially on the helmet. There'll be no sacrifice. It'll be a fielder's choice. And although that was a pretty good throw down to second, Ellis will be charged with an error. So Fowler is still not quite ready. Rockies trainer, I'm sure, asking him questions to make sure he gets the right answer. So Matt Kemp had to come out of the game with that touchy hamstring. Fowler not wearing his helmet, but he is going to walk around to try to clear his head. Dexter Fowler hit on the head on that strong throw by A.J. Ellis. You can see they're checking his vision. I think they're giving Fowler the option, hey, if you're not 100%, come on out. And Fowler has convinced the Rockies trainer that he's all right, and he's going to stay in. In retrospect, being a switch hitter and batting right-handed, he had his left ear, the ear flap, covered. So when he was sliding, I guess the ball hit part of the ear flap, the left side of his head. Glenn Allen Hill wears a helmet but no ear flap. The same over at third with Rich Dower. Well, Fowler might be a little stricken up, but he's okay staying in. 1 out, first and third. And here's Marco Scutaro. And ball 1. 1-0. One out, fourth inning. Rockies 3, Dodgers 2. Rockies at first and third. Ball 2. Alex White, the pitcher, over at first. Dexter Fowler, maybe a little wobbly, but he's at third. Infield back. Scudero single to center and flied to right. Light breeze now turned around. It's blowing out to right from left, which is the prevailing breeze here. But at the start of the game, it was the other way around. In fact, when you look at the flags now, it's confusing. One's going one way, one's going the other. 2-0. Foul back. 2-1. Rockies had 4 straight hits in the first inning, pulled off a double steal, and wound up with 3. Dodgers had a leadoff double by Gwynn that cashed in for 1. A leadoff double by Loney that was cashed in for another, and that's it. 3-2 Rockies. 4th inning, and the Rockies trying to get some more. Pink bats are in order. Scudero using one. And ground ball to the hole by the diving Sellers. Base hit. Scoring is Fowler. And the Rockies now lead 4-2. And Fowler will have a welcoming committee in the dugout as Scudero comes up with his second hit and his second run batted in this year. So there's Fowler getting 5s. 4-2 in favor of Colorado. Dodgers are moving around in the bullpen. No one's throwing yet. But this obviously is not the Lily that we've been looking at, who went 4-0, who has won 7 straight, who has beaten Colorado 5 straight. Tyler Colvin, outfielder, first baseman, single to right, hit back to the box, scored a run, 1 for 2. Tyler with a home run last night to account for the Rockies' run. Had a pinch hit single in the first game. Off the plate. 1-1. Well, we told you that Lily's high in pitches, 94, and he made 52 pitches in the first 3 innings, which was indeed a warning sign. And they're starting to pile up on him now. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouled away. 1-2. Tyler Colvin, good looking young ball player. Colvin 2 years ago was hurt. He was hit in the upper chest by a piece of maple bat. The bat was shattered during an at bat. He was running down the line from third, and the bat punctured his chest like being hit by an arrow or a spear. 1-2. High bouncer down to second. Ellis feeding Sellers back to first. Double play. So Colvin hits into the twin killing, but the Rockies get one, and at the end of 3.5, lead 4-2. Dodger Baseball is brought to you by Hyundai. The votes are in. The Hyundai Elantra is the 2012 North American Car of the Year. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By CarMax, start the search for your next car at CarMax. Start here. And by Dodge. Bottom of the fourth inning, it's 4-2 in favor of the Rockies. They have to make two changes. Jordan Pacheco comes in to play first base, and Tyler Colden, who had been at first base, goes into center field to replace the shaken up Dexter Fowler, hit by A.J. Ellis' throw at second base. Dodgers lost Matt Kemp, no doubt feeling something in the area of the hamstring. Prudence being certainly the better part of valor, so Matt came out. Bobby Abreu is now in Kemp's spot. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Andre Ethier, James Loney, and A.J. Ellis. Ethier hit back to the box. Hit the ball a one-hopper right back to White. Andre hitting .306. And ball one. Ted Lilly's pitch count, he's made 68. One and oh. And Ethier unloads a drive to center. Colvin to the track at the wall to make the catch for the out. So Andre Ethier with his 7 home runs almost hits another. One away. And James Loney coming up. For the Dodgers, watching the pitch count of Ted Lilly. 4 innings, 68 pitches. In other words, 17 pitches an inning. That means he would be questionable at that rate into the 6th inning. Loney double to right. Michael Kadaya reaching up on that high line drive, just missed it. So Loney hit that hard. Batting .238 with a home run, 8 runs batted in. James hitting .265 against right-hand pitching. It's the left-handers who have eaten him up. He's hitting a .150 against left-hand pitching. 2-0 to James. Low and away. That two-seamer off the plate. 3-0 the count. Alex White, 23 years old, waiting his turn on deck. A.J. Ellis. And he missed again. So a one-out walk to Loney will bring up Ellis and gives us a reminder. Tuesday at 7:10, the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, and you can receive your very own Oral Hershiser bobblehead. Compliments of Coca-Cola. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotion. I think of all the bobbleheads we've seen so far, the likeness of Hershiser is the best. It sure looks like him. All right, a runner at first with 1 out, and here's Ellis. A.J. is strike. Single to right field to cash in Loney and took second on the throw. A.J. has reached safely now 23 straight, 26 out of 7. No balls and 1 strike. Off the plate. A.J. having a look at Tim Wallach in the third base coaching box. A.J. normally hitting in the 8th slot, but he's moved up to number 6 today. Why not? He's hitting .316. Hard ground ball. Great stop by Nelson. What a play. And the throw to first in time. Boy, they are remarkable big leaguers, and their reaction time is amazing. So A.J. drills it, and Chris Nelson makes a wonderful play. Diving, backhanding, scrambling to his feet. Gets the throw just ahead of Ellis' arrival. So A.J. robbed of a hit for sure. And the batter now will be Adam Kennedy. Chris Nelson, remember, caught that bullet off the bat of Justin Sellers in the second inning. Sellers is on deck. So 2 out. Loney now is at second. Here's Kennedy, who grounded to short. Ball 1. Chris Nelson, who has made a couple of fine plays, is the young fellow who broke in with the Rockies 2 years ago and stole home against the Reds. He also had Tommy John surgery when he was in high school. Little ground ball. Scutero makes the play, but the man who made the play was Chris Nelson. No runs, no hits, a man left. At the end of 4-2 Rockies. Holding on to a 4-2 lead. Oh, yes. Big D. He and Sandy Koufax were so different, not just left-handed and right-handed. Sandy, quiet, unassuming, with maybe a backup catcher or a third-string infielder. Drysdale, well, wherever Don was, he was the Pied Piper on the ball club. There'd be 4 or 5 teammates. One quiet, introspective, and the other very gregarious, outgoing. Meanwhile, a strike to Carlos Gonzalez. Single to right, stole third on a double steal, came home on a ground ball. Last time up, tried to bunt his way aboard and was thrown out. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gonzalez hitting .305, 7 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Fouled away. Gonzalez has always worn out the Dodgers. I don't know what his number is right now, but it was like .385, and he had a base hit his first time up with a double to right. That got him close to .390 against the Dodgers. 1-2 in the dirt. 2-2 to Cargo. Ted Lilly with his pitch count now over 70. Waiting on deck, Michael Kadire. And driven to the gap in left center on the dead run is Gwynn. Makes a diving catch. Whoa, what a play. Tony Gwynn making a super play. I mean, that's Willie Mays stuff there. Yeah, it's worthy of a standing ovation. So Carlos Gonzalez losing an extra base hit. That's worth another look. Look at how far Gwynn had to go. Fully extended and caught it. Wow. And Willie says, yes, thank you. So Gonzalez continues to be a problem for the Dodgers. It takes a circus catch to get him. One away. One ball and no strikes to Mike Kadaya. 1-1. Take another look. I mean, he's coming from Pasadena. Fully extended. The greatest single catch I ever saw was Willie Mays. I think I've mentioned it before, but still. 2 out, bottom of the ninth. Dodgers down by 1 in Ebbets Field. Bases loaded. And a hitter named Bobby Morgan. And he hit a ball like that in the gap in left center. And only closer to the wall instead of grass. And we had a gravel warning track and a concrete wall. And Mays, just like Tony, fully extended, hit the gravel, caught the ball inches from the ground, bounced and hit the wall, the concrete wall, head first. Fly ball to right, coming up is Ethier. 2 down. Mays bounced, hit the concrete wall head first, no helmet, rolled over on his back. And there was an outfielder playing left field for the Giants that day named Henry Thompson. Henry went over, bent down, lifted the ball out of the unconscious Mays glove and held it up in the air to show the umpires. And the Giants beat the Dodgers that day on that catch. Greatest single catch I ever saw. Everybody talks to Mays about his catch in the World Series, but Willie said no, the greatest single catch was the one I just described. 2 down, and here's Tulowitzki, who lays off the first pitch. Tulo has fouled out, flied out, 0 for 2. Being 0 for 2 today, Tulo 0 for 4 last night. That's 0 for 6. 1 for 4. First game. So 1 for 10. If you can stop Gonzalez and Tulowitzki, you have really slowed down the Rockies. 2-1. Arizona here tomorrow night. Kirk Gibson bringing in a ball club that is hurting early in the year. Again, the emphasis on the fact after 30 some odd games you can't really be carried away or be depressed. Long way to go. 2 out in the 5th thanks to Gwynn's catch. 3-1. Ted Lilly up to about 82 pitches now. He's due to bat second in the 5th inning. 3-2 on a questionable pitch. Tulowitzki is not quite Todd Helton, but he's in that area where he usually doesn't strike out much more than he walks. Right now, 11 walks, 14 strikeouts. And pops it up. Now let's see. Mark Ellis looking at Tony Gwynn. Routine for Gwynn. And Tony will get a round of applause, I'm sure, as he jogs in after that magnificent catch. Wow. And it's still Rockies 4, Dodgers 2. So he's now made 84 as he talks to Rick Honeycutt. As we mentioned, his high in pitches this time of year, 94 and 93, so he's getting close. No one throwing, however, in the Dodger bullpen, so it looks like they're not thinking hitter. In fact, Ted's going to get a helmet and a bat. For the Dodgers, Justin Sellers. He'll be followed by Lilly and then Gwynn. 4 runs, 6 hits for the Rockies, 2 runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Sellers ripped one in the second inning, but he hit it right at Chris Nelson, the third baseman. And a strike. Justin wearing and using that pink bat. 0-1. Alex White has allowed 2 runs and 3 hits. In the dirt. 1-2 the count. And there's a base hit into left field. So the leadoff single by Sellers. And the batter will be Ted Lilly coming up. Well, we have a minute. Let's get you thinking. Here's our trivia question for the day. Jim Tracy, the 5th manager in Rockies history. Can you name the previous 4? Well, we'll give you the answer in a little while. Sellers at first, nobody out. Lilly fouled out in the second inning. Rockies feel that Lilly is up there to bunt. Ted has 2 sacrifices. Of course, if the Dodgers want to bunt, they have Chris Capuano, who has 7. Good bunt. That moves his man along. So Lilly helping his own cause. Sellers now at second base, 1 out. And Tony Gwynn coming up. Tony got a base hit because Carlos Gonzalez had a tremendous effort, caught it, and then it came out of the glove when he hit the ground. So don't you know, turn around is fair play. Gonzalez hit a ball, and Tony made a great catch, and the ball did not come out of his glove. And so it goes. Tony playing center field in the late innings, in case you just joined us. Matt Kemp went 0 for 2 when he grounded out in the third inning to shortstop. It looked like he felt a little grab at that hamstring, and the Dodgers wisely took him out. He didn't want to come out naturally, but it was much wiser to sit him down. And then, of course, Tony makes the great play in his stead. One out, Sellers at second, 4-2 Rockies, fifth inning. And ball 2. Each team losing his center fielder today. Kemp had to come out with the leg. Dexter Fowler had to come out, hit by A.J. Ellis's throw down to second base. 2-0. And ball 3. Waiting on deck, Mark Ellis. So Tony doubled, scored a run, struck out 1 for 2. Ellis 0 for 2, but he was robbed of a hit by Marco Scutaro. In there, 3-1. Arizona here tomorrow night. Ian Kennedy, who had such a huge year last year, going up against Clayton Kershaw, the Cy Young Award winner. So that's a great matchup tomorrow night. And then Chad Billingsley will go up against Wade Miley, whom we've never seen before. 3-1 to Gwynn. Off the plate. So Tony gets the walk. Dodgers have runners at first and second. That would be the second pass given up by White.
Second baseman, number 14.
White has not overpowered anybody. He has one strikeout, and that was Tony Gwynn in the third inning. But then again, you don't have to strike out people. Aaron Harang pitched a magnificent 8 last night and struck out only 2, one of whom was a pitcher. As the modern day pitcher talks now about pitching to contact. So here's Mark Ellis, grounded to third and rolled one up the middle, and Scutaro made a big play. Almost got it. Ball 1. Bobby Abreu, remember, is hitting in Matt Kemp's spot, so Bobby is on deck. Ellis 1 home run. Hit it against Jamie Moyer. 7 runs batted in. Another one of those hitters who walks more than he has struck out. 1-1. The model, of course, for that would be Todd Helton, who is not in the lineup today, but certainly is available. One ball and 1 strike. 1 out. 4-2 Rockies. Bottom of the 5th. There's Todd. Todd Helton. He'll be playing for 2 years, so he can play when he's 40 and no doubt hit well. They extended his huge contract through next year. 2-1 to Mark Ellis. And he's struggling now, falling behind 3-1. Alex White, certainly not wearing a pitcher's number. That might be the lowest number I've ever seen on a pitcher, number 6. And he missed with that one. So a leadoff walk, a sacrifice, and then back-to-back walks to Gwynn and Mark Ellis. And quickly a left-hander, Matt Reynolds, gets up. And let's see about the future of Alex White. Bob Apodaca, the pitching coach, has gone out there, and Bobby Abreu in Matt Kemp's spot checking in. So the Dodgers down by 2, but they have the bases loaded with 1 out. Alex White has certainly had physical problems in the past as he prepares to face Bobby Abreu. White had an injury to his right index finger last year. It was a sprained ligament. Interestingly enough, when they examined him, they said, well, that's the kind of an injury that rock climbers get. A sprained ligament in his right middle finger. Missed a couple of months, but no surgery. He was sailing along pretty well, but now back-to-back walks, and the bases are loaded. Sellers at third, Gwynn at second, Mark Ellis at first, and Abreu finishing for Matt Kemp, who went 0 for 2. And ball 1. For Abreu, a very dangerous hitter in this spot. He has 9 grand slams. The last one he hit was 2 years ago at Yankee Stadium. 1 ball and no strikes. And he just lost it now. Alex White moving along through 4 innings. Back-to-back walks, and he's behind 2-0 to Abreu. So the left-hander in the pen is getting ready for Ethier and Loney. With Abreu in the lineup for Matt Kemp, Dodgers have 3 consecutive left-hand batters. 2-0 the count to Abreu. The outfield is deep, shaded to left. Time. Hernandez going out to talk. Abreu, no home runs, 1 run batted in. Hitting .286. He was hitting .208 over in the American League for the Angels. He has almost caught up to his at-bats. He had 24 at-bats with the Angels. This would be his 22nd at-bat as a Dodger. So the infield is back with 1 out, looking for a double play. 2-0. And a drive to the gap in left center field. There is nobody there. In comes Sellers. In comes Gwynn. Here comes Mark Ellis. They all score, and the Dodgers lead 5-4. A double for Bobby Abreu. Well, a little strange, but Jim Tracy knows his pitchers. You have a left-hand pitcher in the bullpen. You've got Abreu, Ethier, and Loney. And Jim was trying to get the right-hander a win, I'm sure, knowing the way he thinks. So he gambled and let the left-hand hitter face White, and the left-hand hitter doubled to drive in 3. And we'll be right back. Kemp doubles home 3, turns the game around, and the Dodgers lead 5-4. Alex White charged with all 5, and you have to keep the door open because Abreu at second base is his responsibility. I'm sure the Wolves will be after Jim Tracy because the Dodgers had left-hand batters in a row, Abreu, Ethier, and Loney. And instead of bringing in Reynolds, Jim tried, I'm sure, to help White pick up a win, and it cost him. 1 ball and no strikes, the count to Ethier, who hit back to the box and sent Colvin to the wall in the 4th inning for his long fly ball. Way out in front of that change, Matt Reynolds, the big man, 6'5", at least 240, out of Austin Peay State University, born in Tennessee. Fastball, slider, splitter, and a very good changeup, which we just saw. Been with the Rockies the last 2 years. 1-2, the count. The pitch gets away at the plate, and over to third goes Abreu. So 1-2 the count in the dirt, and it went right between the legs of Hernandez. A late reaction, and Ethier just waved Abreu over. They'll wait for the scoring. Either wild pitch or pass ball, and they're going to rule it wild pitch. 1 out. Infield is up. 2-2 the count to Ethier. Little number foul off to the left. Count stays 2-2. So Matt Reynolds trying to put out a fire here. The Dodgers have taken the lead. One thing, Reynolds has very good control, they say, following a pitcher who just lost his control. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gotcha. Yes, good pitch. Fastball at 90. Oh, in fact, there's a difference of opinion how good the pitch was. Mark Paulson listening. Whoops! Ethier couldn't resist. He had a say, walked away, and then turned and had something else to say. Now he's spending house money. I mean, he's been fined. He's out of there. Now, Don Mattingly is getting into it, but it's a little late. So Ethier's kicked out, and remember, Matt Kemp left, an irritated left hamstring, so the Dodgers will have used up 5 outfielders. And there goes Mattingly. So Matt Carlson, the plate umpire, he's been umpiring in the big leagues for about 13 years. He's from Illinois. And now Mattingly is getting his licks in. By the way, Mark Carlson is a former United States Marine. Here's the pitch. Wow. That looked awfully good without trying to get into an argument with Ethier.
First baseman, number 7, James Loney.
Andre thought apparently it was inside. So Ethier strikes out, costly because he's not only kicked out, Mattingly is chased as well. Runner at third, 2 out, 5-4 in favor of the Dodgers. And here is Loney trying to pick up Bobby Abreu. Ball 1. So Matt Reynolds gets 2. Strikes out Ethier, and the Dodgers also lose Mattingly. 1 ball and no strikes to Loney. In the dirt. Nice save by Hernandez with a runner at third. Saved a run. 5-4 Dodgers. It was 3-0 Rockies, then 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, but now 5-4. And ball 3. And a strike. 3-1 to Loney. The Dodgers in the inning with 1 out loaded the bases. The right-hander, Alex White, pitched to Bobby Abreu, who hit one to the gap in left center for 3. Now here's the 3rd walk of the inning. So Loney gets it. 1st and 3rd, 2 out, and A.J. Ellis coming up. A.J. Ellis single to right and was robbed of a hit on a dazzling play by Chris Nelson. A.J. has been on base one way or another 23 straight, 26 out of 27, and he's hitting .313. 1st and 3rd, 2 out. On deck, D. Gordon. In fact, check me on that. Kennedy comes out. That's a strike. 1-1. Dodgers trying to sweep Colorado in a 3-game series at Dodger Stadium for the first time since 2009. As far as ejections in their careers, Andre Ethier kicked out of a game for only the 2nd time. Don Mattingly's 4th. Now I wonder for Mattingly, is that 4th as a manager or 4th as a player and manager? And a high fly ball to left field. Back goes Gonzalez on the track. It is gone. Home run for the amazing A.J. Ellis. And the Dodgers lead 8-4. Well, the game has certainly exploded in the faces of the Rockies. And the Dodgers have torn it wide open with a half a dozen runs here in the 5th inning. For A.J. Ellis to stuff one in the pavilion is, and before we can finish that, confusion in the outfield, and a fly ball that should have been the 3rd out drops. You know, several of the Rockies were walking off the field, as Kennedy's fly ball was certainly catchable by either Gonzalez or Colvin. I would guess Colvin, the center fielder, is the guy out there, but Gonzalez is the veteran. And he thought that Gonzalez would catch it. So, boy, what a disastrous inning being sent back to Denver. Kennedy thinks it's wonderful. He gets a gift double. So with first base open and Sellers the batter, remember he began the inning with a base hit. Sellers now gets an intentional walk. So the Dodgers down 3-0 are now leading 8-4. Ted Lilly has gone the required 5. He's made 84 pitches, and A.J. Ellis just iced one for him. So now let's see. Ted goes back to the dugout for a moment to get a word or two advice. The 4th ejection by Don Mattingly, to clarify that, 4 as a manager. No record of how many Don might have been chased as a player. So Ted Lilly, after a 6-run inning, still up there. For the Dodgers, this is a high for the year. They had 5 against the Giants, and they have 6 against the Rockies. A base hit and a sacrifice, 2 walks. Then White left in to pitch to Abreu, who doubled home 3. Then they bring in Reynolds. He gives up the 3-run home run to A.J. Ellis. And then just a fly ball to left field. Colvin let Gonzalez catch it, and Carlos didn't. 1-1. Ball 2. Rockies are on the edge of losing their 20th game. They would fall 9.5 back of the Dodgers early in May. Two and two the count to Ted Lilly. The leadoff man Tony Gwynn out on deck. He's already walked in the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a little ground ball to Scutaro. And mercifully for the Rockies, there's the last out. But the Dodgers get a half a dozen and lead 8-4. Before there were saves and holds, there was a pitcher for the Dodgers who wound up in relief picking up a lot of wins. His name was Phil Regan, and because he would pick up wins instead of saves or holds, he was called the Vulture. In fact, he was 14-1 in 1966 in relief. The one, well, it happened on this day. Claude Osteen pitching against the Pirates, and Roberto Clemente was going to be the hitter with a man aboard. They brought in Reagan. Clemente tripled in the tying run. Roberto scored on a fly ball, and Reagan suffered his only loss, and the Vulture finished 14-1. Let's go back to this one.
Hitting on the top of the 6th for the Rockies, catcher number 55, Ramon Hernandez.
Dodgers a little short in the outfield with both Kemp and Ethier gone. So Scott Van Slyke, who made his debut with the bat, now will make his debut in the field. Remember Van Slyke the other night broke a bat, singled up the middle, and got an RBI as well. Of course, his father was a brilliant ball player and a sensational defensive player. If I remember, Andy had 5 years consecutively Gold Glove performance. 1-1 the count to Ramon Hernandez. Dodgers leading 8-4 here in the 6th inning. 1-1. And a little fly ball to shallow center. Van Slyke looking, and Gwynn is there.
Third baseman number 10, Chris Nelson.
Chris Nelson, who was grounded to third. Coming up. Nelson hitting .229. Again, the Dodgers losing 2 outfielders today. Andre Ethier given the boot by plate umpire Mark Carlson. And Matt Kemp running down to first base, running out his ground ball in the third inning to shortstop Tulowitzki. And Matt irritated his left hamstring. So Tony Gwynn moved to center and then made a dazzling catch of a ball hit by Carlos Gonzalez. So the Rockies led 3-0, and the Dodgers, with a 6-run fifth inning, have turned it completely around and lead 8-4. Foul ball out of play. The ball loose and retrieved in right field by Scott Van Slyke. One and two to Nelson, who was dazzled at third base, made two fine plays, especially the ball on A.J. Ellis. There's a hopper at second. Nice play by Mark Ellis. Two down in the sixth inning. Remember the trivia question mentioning Jim Tracy and the fact he was the fifth manager in Rockies history? Can you name the previous four? Clint Hurdle, Buddy Bell, yeah, Jim Leland, and normally known as a hitting coach, Don Baylor. Jim, a grandfather, he and Debbie for the first time. Jordan Pacheco finishing up at first base after Dexter Fowler was hit in the head and helmet on the throw by A.J. Ellis. Pacheco playing first base, and Colvin went to the outfield. Willen Rosario, a backup catcher, is out on deck. Jordan Pacheco's out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. He went to the University of New Mexico. Signed by the Rockies 5 years ago. 1-2. Did that crack? Nope. Pacheco came up to the Rockies last year briefly, hit .286, had 2 home runs. Right now hitting .217. Sliced foul out of play. Jordan, 6'1", listed as a catcher, but he's playing first base. One and two. Lilly working his way to 100 pitches now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a slicing fly ball. Van Slyke is there, makes the catch. So the Rockies go 1-2-3. That's 7 in a row retired. And at the end of 5.5, 8-4 Dodgers. Ted Lilly allowing 6 hits, 4 runs. Alex White was charged with 5, and then his reliever Reynolds gave up the 3-run home run, and that blew the game wide open. Lilly working his way over 100 pitches now and still very much in the game. Getting 5s in the dugout. Meanwhile, we have a new pitcher, Rex Brothers, on the mound for the Rockies. Brothers just trying to hold that tiger. Tony Gwynn will start it off against Rex. And ball 1. Gwynn started the game in left field, moved over to center when Matt Kemp had to come out. Irritation of the hamstring. Tony has doubled and walked. He has scored 2 and made a highlight defensive play. Slicing fly ball. Gonzalez is there. 1 away. You never get tired of seeing a great catch. Watch this one. Here comes Tony. Fully extended. Using the right hand to brace the fall. And look at Ted Lilly. That was a great play. So 1 out, and Mark Ellis coming up. 0 for 2 with a walk. Scored a run. He was robbed on a nice play by Marco Scutaro. 1 ball and no strikes. On deck, Bobby Abreu, who had the big double to clear the bases in the 5th inning. 2-0 the count. Two and 0. Dodgers 8 runs on 7 hits. Fouled away. Rockies 4 runs on a half a dozen hits. Ellis and Abreu back to back. Dodgers trying to go 5 out of 6 on the homestand, trying to make their home record a rather amazing 15-3. Ellis bites the dust. 2 down in the 6th. So Abreu came up, and this is where I'm sure the Rockies media will second guess Jim Tracy. He had the left-hander Reynolds throwing in the bullpen. And the Dodgers had 3 left-handers in a row. Abreu, Ethier, and Loney. But he stuck with Alex White, letting him pitch to Abreu, who doubled to drive in 3. Then he brought in the left-hander Reynolds. Fouled away, 0-1. So Abreu picked up 3 RBIs in a hurry to give him 4. And as a Dodger now, he's hitting .318. On deck, normally Andre Ethier, but instead Van Slyke. So the heart of the lineup, normally Kemp and Ethier, but now it's Abreu and Van Slyke. Right. 1-2 to Bobby. Dodgers are in the middle of a stretch of 10 straight with Western Division teams. If they win today, they will have won 5 out of 6. Then they have 2 left with Arizona here and 2 down the road in San Diego to finish off the 10. Then they'll be out of the division momentarily when they play the weekend with the Cardinals. Check swing, see you later. So Abreu strikes out, but he didn't come up empty in the 5th. And at the end of 6, 8-4 Dodgers. we go to the 7th inning. A reminder tomorrow night, Ian Kennedy on the hill, and he'll go up against Clayton Kershaw as the Arizona Diamondbacks come in. Meanwhile, in the 7th inning, brothers Dewup and Jonathan Herrera, who started last night's game, checks in. Herrera last night 1 for 4. He had a double, tried to bunt his way aboard. The double went to left field. And he flares one and handled by Ellis. Just like that, one away.
Second baseman.
You know, you can bring the kids to Dodger Stadium Sunday, May 20th. Dodgers and Cardinals, and the first 15,000 kids 14 and under in attendance receive their very own power necklace, compliments of Wetzel's Pretzels. For tickets, go to Dodgers.com/promotion. So Herrera pops it up. Here's Scutaro, who is 2 for 3. And ball one. Scutaro followed by Tyler Colvin. 1 out, 7th inning, 8-4 Dodgers. Lilly started off, and so many pitchers have that happen. Gave up 4 straight singles and a total of 3 runs, but has settled down nicely ever since. Just off the plate. It's certainly not like he's going to go 9. He has reached 100 pitches. He has Belisario and Elbert throwing back of him. Missed. So a 1-out walk to Scutaro, and that will bring up Tyler Colvin.
Batting next, center fielder, number 21, Tyler Colvin.
3 walks so far in the game, given up by Ted Lilly. 8 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. 4 runs, 6 hits for the Rockies. And now let's see. Hillman, who's in charge, and Trey signals, I bring a fresh horse. To Hillman, replacing for the remainder of the game after Don Mattingly was chased. And for Ted Lilly, once he got up there to 100 pitches, that was more than enough. And leading 8-4, he made exactly 103 pitches. And he'll get an ovation. The crowd figures he's got a shot to go 5-0 and win his 8th straight and beat Colorado 6th straight. We'll be back. 3 pitches. It looked like it was going to be a bad day for him. 4 straight hits and 3 runs in the first inning. Well, the Dodgers certainly turned that around, and he comes out having made the 103, leading 8-4. So now Scott Albert with left-handers Colvin and Gonzalez, and Scotty's first pitch missing, ball 1. Colvin, single to right, hit back to the box, grounded into a double play. Albert in his 15th game, 8 innings, 13 hits, 2-0. Scotty has given up 2 home runs. Colvin can hit him out. He has 3 and batting .316. And a line drive base hit to right. Van Slyke over to get it. Rounding is Scutaro on his way to third, and he just did get in there standing up. Whoa. Down by 4. I'm not sure whether Rich Dower saw that kind of a throw, but when you're down by 4 late in the game, pretty hard to ask a man to come in standing up. Very close. So a strong throw. Of course, Scott Van Slyke's father had a tremendous arm. Maybe he does too. First and third, and here's Carlos Gonzalez with a chance to get Colorado back in the game. He singled to right, tried to bunt for a base hit, was thrown out, and then lost an extra base hit on that dazzling catch by Tony Gwynn. Gwynn, and you might as well look at him right now, shades Gonzalez more towards right center. So it shows you how far he had to go into left center to catch that sinking line drive hit by Carlos. Little ground ball to the hole. Ellis plugs it up, makes the play. Scoring is Scutaro, and it's 8-5 in favor of the Dodgers. Colvin takes second, and the batter is Mike Kadire. So Gonzalez picks up his second run batted in. Scutaro scores the second time. Kadire single to center, walked, flied to right, and so Albert saw the left hand hitting Colvin and Gonzalez, but now with the right hand hitting Kadire, it looks like he'll go back to the bullpen. Ronald Belisario is down there, and he'll be coming in. So Albert comes in, faces 2 left-handers, and will give the ball to the right hand to Belisario, and we'll be back. Eight to 5 lead. You know, Fox Sports proud to support Boys and Girls Clubs of America, a place where youth can reach their full potential. as productive, caring, responsible citizens. To learn more, please visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports. All right, Mike Kadire facing Ronald Belisario. Kadire is 1 for 2 with a walk. And a strike. Belisario made just 2 pitches in game 1. And the strike. So Kadire in the hole now, 0-2. Mike, 4 home runs, 22 runs batted in, trying to pick up Coleman at second base with 2 out. So Ronald Belisario doesn't waste any time. He comes in and just blows Kadire down. Rockies settle for 1 at the end at 6.5, 8-5 Dodgers. Crowd now standing for God Bless America and Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and join in the singing of God Bless America. Please welcome back Lauren Hanako Kincaid.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with fog. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
And now, fans, it's time for the 7th inning stretch.
A lot of runs. Bobby Abreu doubles with the bases loaded to drive in 3, and A.J. Ellis hits a 3-run home run. A couple of other extra base hits. Gwynn with a double, and you also had Kennedy's double. So the Dodgers leading 8-5 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. They'll be facing a new pitcher, Josh Renicky, out of Baltimore, and went to school at UCLA. He was drafted out of UCLA by the Cincinnati Reds. Ball 1. He's another great size as a big league pitcher, 6'3", 200-pounder. He was a wide receiver at UCLA, you may remember. He also played baseball. He decided to concentrate on baseball, as we understand it, after he failed to get a pass in 2 seasons. He was a closer and the center fielder for UCLA in his senior year. 2-0. Fouled away. So Scott Van Slyke, a grizzled veteran now, having had his pinch hit, broken bat single, and a run batted in. Had a big year. Dodger minor league player of the year last year. 2-1. And a strike. Josh Renicky is 29. Renicky's been in the big leagues with the Reds and the Blue Jays and the Rockies. And Josh goes 3-2. Basically fastball, a cutter, slider, and change. His cutter people think is a splitter. And he opens up by walking Van Slyke.
First baseman number 7.
So that'll bring up James Loney, who has doubled and walked twice. James scored in the 2nd inning on the base hit by Ellis, and he rode home on the home run by Ellis in the 5th inning. And there immediately goes Van Slyke. The throw on a bounce, he's stolen it. So Scott hadn't been around very long, but let's face it, he's got a base hit, he's got a run batted in, he's got a put out. Now he has a stolen base. So Van Slyke waiting to be picked up now with Loney, Ellis, and Kennedy trying to get him home. For the Dodgers, that would be their first stolen base. Remember, the Rockies started off a house of fire, 4 singles and a double steal in the 1st inning, but they basically haven't been heard from ever since. Dodgers scoring 6 in the 5th inning. Hard ground ball to Nelson. He looks Van Slyke back and takes care of Loney. 1 away. And the batter will be A.J. Ellis. You know, you can join the Dodgers Saturday for the Dodger Stadium 50th Anniversary Fan Fest presented by State Farm. There'll be autographs, music, live entertainment, games, and more. Gates will open at noon prior to the game with the Cardinals at 7:10. And your entry, why, it's included with your ticket to the game. So visit Dodgers.com/50. Ellis having a huge day. A.J. a strike. He singled to drive in a run in the 2nd inning. He was robbed of a hit, a great play by Chris Nelson. So then he hit a 3-run home run in the 5th. So 2 for 3. 4 runs batted in for A.J., hitting .321. He has 3 home runs and 15 runs batted in. Yes, it's surprising to see the Dodgers in first place and out in front by so much. And one of the big surprises has been the play of A.J. Ellis. 1-1. 1-2. In case you joined us late, the Dodgers had Matt Kemp come out irritation of the hamstring, but on the cautious side, they just didn't want him to play anymore today. Then they lost Andre Ethier, who was kicked out of the game. And then they lost the manager, Don Mattingly, who was also kicked out, arguing with plate umpire Mark Carlson. Sliced away. Still 1-2. One away in the seventh. Rockies lost their center fielder, Dexter Fowler. A.J. Ellis fired on a stolen base and it struck Fowler in the head. I hope most of it on the helmet, but Dexter had to leave with blurred vision. 2-2. Two balls and two strikes. Check swing. They'll look at first. No swing, says Ed Hickok. 3-2. Van Slyke, who walked, standing at second base with a stolen base. 8-5 Dodgers, 1 out, 7th inning. Tulowitzki will lead it off for the Rockies in the 8th. And he walked him. So A.J. Ellis draws the walk. The Dodgers, with everything going their way, coming from behind. This is the way the day started. But with a victory, the Dodgers could open up a bit on more. Colorado could fall to 9.5 back. Dodgers play Arizona starting tomorrow night. They began the day 7.5 back, and Arizona has lost 8 of the last 10. Ian Kennedy and Clayton Kershaw tomorrow evening. Check swing on a pitch in the dirt, and going from second to third is Van Slyke. Holding at first is Ellis. It'll be ruled a wild pitch to explain the presence of Van Slyke at third. So 1 out, first and third, 0-1 the count to Kennedy. Adam grounded to short, grounded to second, and doubled. His double was a real gift. It was just a fly ball. It could have been caught by Colvin. It could have been caught by Gonzalez. And it just landed between them as they looked at each other. I would say it was Gonzalez's fault, but then again, the center fielder is usually the captain out there. 0-1, squeeze. The bunt is down. The run is in. The throw to first in time. But Kennedy squeezes in Van Slyke. And the Dodgers lead 9-5. The great play as Kennedy got it down. And scoring Van Slyke, so that wild pitch cost a run. So 9-5 Dodgers. And with 2 out, the batter is Justin Sellers. Kennedy getting the 5s for the squeeze. Sellers lined the third, singled, and was walked intentionally. So Justin playing shortstop. They're giving D. Gordon the day off. 0-1. They're in the 9th inning, and the Giants are beating the Diamondbacks 7-3. So the Giants stubbornly trying to stay 6 back. Arizona might lose 9 of 11 and fall 8.5 back. So they're going to be in a great mood when they come here tomorrow night. Juan Uribe is out on deck. He would bat for Belisario. Oh, 0-2. Big swing and a miss. For the Dodgers, couple of walks, a wild pitch, and a squeeze. by Adam Kennedy. They add 1, and at the end of 7, lead now 9-5. Troy Tulowitzki is anything but in a holiday mood as he comes up. Tulowitzki 0 for 3 today, 0 for 4 last night to go 0 for 7, and 1 for 4 in the first game. So for Tulo, a wonderful hitter, just 1 for 11. Fouled out, couple of fly balls, and Ronald Belisario ready to work to him. Ball 1. Troy hitting .260. I don't know what the Rocky record is on Sunday this year, but remember that note we gave you about the Rockies last year when they lost 17 in a row on Sunday? To take that never on Sunday title and apply it. 1 ball and 1 strike to Troy Tulowitzki. Breeze blowing left to right. Little ground ball. Scooping on the run is Sellers, so it was a very long series for Troy Tulowitzki. 1 for 12. And Ramon Hernandez coming up. Hernandez, who will be 36 in the 20th, did something on opening day last year that no major leaguer had ever done. He had an opening day walk-off home run after coming to the plate with his team trailing by more than 1 run. That had never been done before on opening day until last year in Cincinnati at the expense of Milwaukee closer John Axford, the Axe, who recently lost his first game after 40-some-odd consecutive saves. 1 ball and no strikes. Comebacker, backhanded by Belisario. Well, 2 out. Before the game, we had a lovely moment where players' mothers were here. Andre Ethier's mom, Penny, Aaron Harang's mother, Robin, Matt Kemp's mom, Judy, Adam Kennedy's mother, Sue, James Loney's mom, Ann, Justin Sellers' mom, Sue, and Matt Trainor's mom, Carmela. And they threw out the first pitch to their sons, who then went out and gave them a great hug. One of the really nicest, heartwarming ceremonies we've seen in years to open up a ball game on Mother's Day. 2 down, 8th inning. Chris Nelson grounded to third, 0 for 3. Punches one to the hole. Ellis, a nice pick on the grass, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. So we're heading to the bottom of the 8th with the Dodgers sitting on top 9-5. Couple of big moments for the Dodgers to break the game wide open. Certainly you would start with Bobby Abreu with the bases loaded, and he clears them with a double to the gap in left center. 3 runs scoring for the Dodgers to turn it around 5-4. And then A.J. Ellis hits a 3-run home run to make it 8-4. Then each side scored 1, and it's 9-5 in favor of the Dodgers. Bottom of the 8th inning. Esmiel Rogers out of the Dominican Republic, originally signed by the Diamondbacks about 9 years ago as an infielder. Didn't hit enough, so they moved him to the mound. Basically fastball, curveball, and changeup. He's 6'1", pretty lean at about 170. He had a strain in the armpit last year, and they had an MRI of his right shoulder. So he was out from the 2nd of May through the 25th of July, but no rotator cuff issue, which they originally feared, and he's okay. For the Dodgers, Juan Uribe will now come up and bat for Ronald Belisario, who made 10 pitches in his brief appearance. Uribe hitting .250, ball 1. (9-5) Dodgers, bottom of the 8th. One and one. So the Rockies led 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2. Then all of a sudden it was 8-4 Dodgers, 9-4, now 9-5. So the Dodgers trying to sweep the Rockies in a 3-game series here for the first time since April of 2009. The Dodgers will have doubled up on the Rockies over the last 5 years here at Dodger Stadium. They will have won 26 and lost 13. We were wondering about the Rockies. We had told you the note they had lost last summer. They lost 17 straight Sunday games, and we wonder about what they've done the Sunday so far this year. Well, if they lose today, they will be 1-5 on Sunday. Meanwhile, Uribe gets a walk to open up the 8th. Ah, yeah, moms and their children here today. A wonderful sight. That ball must look so big, so might as well try to put it in your mouth. Sure, of course. That's what you do with those things. That's your first spitter. Here's Tony Gwynn. Double, struck out, walked, flied to left, scored twice, and made a super catch in left center field. That's a highlight reel catch for sure. And he lifts it to Cargo. One away. Mark Ellis coming up. He's 0 for 3 with a walk, scored a run.
Second baseman, number 14, Mark Ellis.
Mark Ellis grounded to third. Lost a hit on a nice play by Marco Scutaro, the second baseman, going behind the bag in the third inning. Last time up, Mark struck out. Ball one. For the Rockies in the ninth inning, they will have Jordan Pacheco. Then the pitcher spot. Eric Young does most of the pinch hitting in the early going this year, but he's not here. He's on bereavement leave. His grandfather passed away, so EY is not there. And they started Coleman. So the only other fellow who does a lot of pinch hitting, you guessed it, Jason Giambi. So we'll probably see Giambi in the ninth inning. They've already used Jonathan Herrera. 0-1. Ellis taking a look at Tim Wallach. Uribe at first, one out in the eighth. 9-5 Dodgers. Rockies on a painful road trip. Should they lose today, they will have lost 5 out of 6 on the trip, and they have 2 games left in San Francisco. But they will be glad to get out of Dodger Stadium. Counting last year and this, they will have lost 9 of 12 here. One of the things the Dodgers have done, and one of the things that the Rockies have violated, is the first batter of the inning. The Dodgers have gotten 5 leadoff men aboard. The first 4 have scored. And of course, remember, Uribe opened up this 8th inning with a walk. Make the first pitch a strike and get the first hitter out. Those are the first 2 commandments. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rogers is the 5th Colorado pitcher. Fouled away. It's been White and Reynolds and Brothers and Renicky and now Rogers. I realize the Rockies had one very successful year, but because of the altitude in Denver, you wonder how they can ever win again. The thin air not only hurts them, but it hurts their pitchers. You try to throw a curveball up there and maybe it doesn't have quite the bite you want. I'm not sure what they can do about it. That just got away. 3-2 the count. They have tried. Remember, Don Baylor, when he was managing, said, well, maybe we should use different baseballs in Denver. And they said, no, you can't do that. Then he said, well, you can't bring the fences in. They're too far out now. So then they tried the humidor. But you just wonder how difficult it will be for the Rockies to ever win. 3-2 to Mark Ellis. And there's ball 4. I always thought, too, that the Rockies could have a lot of sore arm pitchers for one big reason. They throw a breaking ball and it doesn't break, so they say, well, I'll show you a breaking ball. And they try to snap one off and hurt the arm. So it's just a very tough town in which to play. Meanwhile, Bobby Abreu, who took over when Matt Kemp was taken out, sensitive irritation of the hamstring, and he's too valuable to gamble, especially after 30 some odd games. So Abreu promptly came up and with the bases loaded, tripled home 3. Last time up, Bobby struck out. Hitting .304, 4 runs batted in. Outfield plays him just about straight away. Ball 1. To repeat for the Rockies, Pacheco, then maybe Giambi, and then Scutaro in the 9th. If they get a rally of some kind going, then they get to Carlos Gonzalez, as Giambi just waits to see if he gets a call. One and one. Bobby Abreu hitting .304. Down in the Dodger bullpen, they used Jansen as the closer last night in that tough 2-1 game. So Javi Guerra begins to warm up today. That's inside, so Abreu with the count his way now, 2-1. Rogers has walked 2 with 1 out. With everything else, the Rocky pitchers have been very generous. Nine walks in the game. A little bit high, ball 3. 9 walks. That, of course, will turn the manager's hair gray. Two on, 1 out. Waiting on deck, Scott Van Slyke. And ball 4. So we've pretty much seen this before. That was in that wild 5th inning. And Bob Apodaca making another painful jog out to the mound. There's no one throwing in the Rockies bullpen. That's another thing when they're playing in Denver. Even if they score a bunch of runs and they get into one of those brouhahas where each team scores a bunch, you can burn out your bullpen in a hurry. It's a problem for the visiting team. They can burn out a pen and then go to the next town and be vulnerable. But for the Rockies, they are consistently putting pressure on every pitcher. Carlos Torres now gets up in the pen. That walk makes 10 walks giving up to the Dodgers. And to give you an idea of how helpless Jim Tracy must be, the Rockies have gone to nearly 33 ball counts. I mean, they could have walked 30. Shudder to think. 0-1 to Van Slyke. Walked, stole a base, took third on a wild pitch, and came home on a squeeze. Right. The squeeze by Adam Kennedy. So 0-2 the count on Scott Van Slyke. 33 ball counts in the series. Wow. And he strokes it into left center field, and that's going to go to the wall. So in comes Mark Ellis. They will stop Abreu on a double by Scott Van Slyke. And the Dodgers add yet some more and lead 11-5. So Van Slyke picks up 2 RBIs today. He now has 3. And he's only had 2 official at-bats plus a walk. So Rogers gives it up. 6 against White, 2 against Reynolds, 1 against Renicky, and 2 against Rogers. 11-5 Dodgers. Remember, still only 1 out. And the batter, James Loney, now trying to pick up Van Slyke. Right. Dodgers have tossed quite a few doubles at the Rockies. I think it's 6 doubles and a 3-run home run. So 11-5. Arizona coming in tomorrow night. Ian Kennedy and Clayton Kershaw. Dodgers now trying to pick up Van Slyke as well as Abreu. Ball 1. Though Loney fouls it off. James doubled in the second inning, walked twice, grounded out. So 1 for 2, scored 2 runs. He scored on a base hit by A.J. Ellis, and he also scored on a 3-run home run by A.J. Ellis. 1 and 2. And that's going to be one-handed by Nelson. 2 out. And here comes A.J. Ellis.
A.J. Ellis.
A.J. having another big day. Singled home Loney in the second inning. Might have had a perfect day. He was robbed of a hit. A spectacular stop by Chris Nelson who threw him out. Then he had the 3-run home run. And last time up he walked. So he has 2 hits, he has scored twice, and he has knocked in 4. A.J. Ellis. There is a beach ball loose out there in left center, so timeout for the moment. Adam Kennedy on deck. 0-1. Kennedy has had a double and squeezed in a run. And a strike. A.J. Ellis, his true name is Andrew James Ellis. No balls, 2 strikes. Sliced foul. Always intrigued. Andrew James. Another kid might be called Andy, or even be called by his middle name. And then there's somebody else who, for one reason or 10, was called by the initials. Tommy John was always TJ. One and 2 the count to Ellis. Second and third. Dodgers leading 11-5. Whoa. 2 and 2. So Rogers on the wild side anyway. Began by walking Uribe, then he walked Mark Ellis, then he walked Bobby Abreu. 2 balls and 2 strikes. All three. Well, the Giants beat the D-backs 7-3. Bad news for Kirk Gibson. Arizona has lost 12 of 15 at home. Boy, you know you're in for a bad time when you can't win at home. Three and two. And gets him. So Ellis strikes out, but not before the Dodgers add two. And at the end of 8, lead handily 11-5. Made it to the 9th inning. The Dodgers leading 11-5. A big 6 runs in the 5th inning broke the game wide open as Colorado led a 3-0 and a 4-2 lead getaway. Dodgers now will bring in Javi Guerra. So it's been Lilly, Elbert, Belisario, and Guerra, with Lilly in line to win his 5th without a loss, his 8th straight, and it would be Ted's 6th consecutive win against Colorado. Javi Guerra will face Jordan Pacheco, then Willen Rosario, and the leadoff man, Marco Scutaro. So a lot of O's coming up in the 9th inning. Jordan is 0 for 1. He came in after Fowler was hit by the throw from A.J. Ellis. Dexter, with blurred vision, had to come out of the game. Ground ball to short. Justin Sellers takes care of it. So Pacheco didn't hang around. 1 away in the 9th. Willen Rosario, the catcher from the Dominican Republic. 5'11", 200. Rosario was in last night's game, doubled, was hit by a pitch and struck out. Rosario tried to score on what looked like a base hit last night by Scutaro, only to have Loney make a diving stop, and instead of going to first with the ball, he threw Rosario out at the plate. Rosario facing Javi Guerra. Diamondbacks tomorrow night, Ian Kennedy and Clayton Kershaw. Sliced foul out of play. 1-1 to Rosario. His first name Willen, W-I-L-I-N. Willen, a very good defensive catcher, where Hernandez will be 36. He's just 23. So he figures to learn from Ramon. This is his first look at the big leagues. And ground ball to the left of Sellers, just in on it. Nice play. So 2 down as the Dodgers try to close up shop on a couple of ground balls to short. And now Marco Scutaro, 2 for 3 with a walk and scored twice. Scutaro also knocked in a run with a base hit in the 4th inning. That would be his 2nd RBI of the year. And a strike. So the Dodgers 1 out away from sweeping 3 as Matt Kemp looks on. That's going to go foul down the line. Matt, after grounding out in the 3rd inning, felt something in the leg, although he wanted to keep playing, and Don Mattingly said no way. So Kemp sat the rest of the game down. Andre Ethier was kicked out in the 5th inning. Don Mattingly was kicked out in the 5th, but the Dodgers are breezing 11-5. Ground ball to 3rd. That'll do it. So the Dodgers sweep the Rockies, finish up retiring 8 in a row. The last time the Dodgers swept the Rockies in 3, you have to go back to 2009. It took Javi Guerra just 9 pitches to fold up the 10th. Well, tomorrow night it'll be Ian Kennedy, Clayton Kershaw, and Arizona. And a reminder, stay tuned for Dodgers Live coming up next. Good afternoon, everybody.